Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a best of 3 between Clem here in the bottom right as our blue Terran player playing for Team Liquid, of course, and in the top left for DKZ Dragon Kaizi Gaming, it is herO. The top live, good lord. It's been a long morning already for me. So we what is this, Clem? What are we seeing here? A double gas opener. Now that by itself isn't so weird, but you add the player names to the fact that this is a double gas opener and all of a sudden it is pretty darn weird. Clem does not open up with 2 gas very often at all. He actually never opens up with 2 gas. As we see herO start with what seems to me like this was a Nexus before core. So both players, they pretty much on opposite ends of the spectrum here. herO with a no scout, straight into the biggest eco build that he could think of. While Clem, on the other hand, a no scout into the most aggressive build that he could think of, which is going to be a 2 gas opener. Second Reaper coming out. As the CC will start, we see a major pool out of gas here. It's just interesting to me here, seeing how herO and Clem are playing at this moment. Because usually herO is the guy that likes to be aggressive himself. But this time, he played it very greedy. And as a result, he's going to be having lots of... Look at that chrono boost. Oh my god, double chrono boost here for herO. He's not going to be having a lot of units ready for this double Reaper Hellion move out. And that could be an issue. That definitely could be an issue. Now, the wall is going to help out. It means that every single unit that he does have can be in the same position downstairs. There is a battery on the way, as the first unit will be a Phoenix, which won't be chrono boosted. This is going to be Phoenix Colossi. I'm very familiar with how herO plays this. So a robotics facility should be going down pretty soon, I do believe. Okay, here comes a shade forward. Nice move. We have a Cyclone as a follow-up right away here for Clem. This is a really powerful build order. Here comes the Robo, I guess. If it's a second gate, I'd be surprised. Okay, it's a Robo. So the positioning of the Robo is a little bit dangerous here. We often see it positioned further in the back, so that whenever a tank push or a 3-Rex or some type of something aggressive hits, you can't lose your robotics facility, because that is really the most important structure that Protoss has with the Phoenix Colossi build order. Ooh, this is like a 3-Rex type of follow-up, but not really. It's producing tanks very early on. Seeing a probe cut or an SCV cut here in the natural as well. So Clem is definitely... He's definitely dedicating, committing his resources to something a little aggressive. Stim, combat shield, some tanks, a bunch of marines. And I think the goal here is to hit before the first Colossus is out, but after the third Nexus goes down. And that is a very tricky timing often to try and get. I think he can pick up that other Hellion. He probably should have picked that up a little bit faster. Now this Hellion might still escape. The Phoenixes are on a wild Hellion chase. We'll probably still end up getting it as Clem tries to run away. He's winning some time, right? He's safe at home. And more importantly, herO isn't scouting what is going on. So Clem is okay losing that Hellion as long as he won't get found out. Because the moment herO sees this, there is a possibility that he'll start with a Disruptor rather than with the initial Colossus. Double batteries coming out now. Seems like overkill, almost triple batteries coming out. 1 battery is also going up in that main base. The first Colossus should start soon. Ooh, herO here is walking straight into a supply block. No more warp-ins for him. Now starts the pylons. Hallucination is going to see a bunch of units. Look at that SCV train though. Clem with the SCV pool here in game number 1. These are significant SCV numbers. I'm counting 10. And he only has 35. So 35 minus 10, quick maths, that's 25 if I'm not mistaken. I can deduct 10 still. God, I'm so smart. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is the exact timing that I was talking about. This is when Clem wanted to hit before the first Colossus is out, but while the third needs to be defended already, and herO walked straight into that trap here. Oh, yo, he's going to end up losing a lot of these gateway units. Will end up losing his Immortal as well. The follow-up question, of course, is will this Colossus be capable of dealing enough damage against Marines to at least stabilize? There are a lot of SCVs that are not mining currently, so despite losing that third base, the econ position for herO is completely okay. He just needs to stay alive. He's up in workers, and let's not forget about that these workers have not been mining for a long while. The infrastructure is looking pretty okay for herO too. Thermal lance is not quite done yet, as 3 tanks are still alive as well. Nice forward scan, but there's no more high ground vision. Second Colossus pops out right now. Marauders will try and tank a little bit of that Colossus fire. And here come the Phoenixes back in. We have a lift. Is that lift good enough? It's not, but these tanks are taking a beating. Super battery definitely helping out. And even without thermal lance, herO is going to clean up this mad parade push out of Clem. Starport finally goes down, but is it too little? Is it too late? I don't actually know. I don't mind the position of herO all that much right now in this game. There's a lot of Marines out, which are practically useless, as the Colossus count is, well, up to 2 right now with thermal lance. So by themselves, they should not be capable of achieving very much. Will get a cancel perhaps though on this third base. Might need to run back. Oh, that's 5 Marines to get split up for whatever reason. Just straight up died. Phoenix almost goes down. No stim here being utilized as Starport is about to finish up. And that means that medevac can start making their way onto the map. Third base still quicker here for herO than it is for Clem, even when it's being rebuilt. And perhaps the mistake that Clem made here is that rather than going for the throat, is that he chased that entire army away. If he had taken out that robotics facility, not a single Colossus would have made it on the map. And I think that eventually herO would have just died. I mean, without a Colossus, you can't fight Marine with combat shield and stim, especially if there's a couple of tanks back there as well. Phoenix count simply wasn't high enough to pick off reinforcements either. So, yeah, I think he would have won. Of course, that's a difficult call to make, especially given the fact that it is a ramp. But then I wonder why Clem stayed so long. If you know you're not gonna want to go up that ramp, like surely the weakest point of that ramp is the moment you hit. So if you see your opponent, you know, caught off guard, moving towards the right side with a big portion of his army, maybe that ramp is where you want to fight. Hard to say, hard to say. Difficult decisions. Always the case, of course, in StarCraft. So easy after the fact to say what the correct call might have, woulda, coulda, shoulda been. Now the Templar Archives coming out. It's fairly quick here, although only 6 gateways, or 5 gateways now, but 6 in the future. So the Prism is out. Don't have Prism speed coming in. This is one of these things that I've seen Classic do a lot. He'll get his Prism out and get the Prism speed and then start doing drops, but this is also really cool. This is also drops, but very different than I thought of. This Observer is absolutely vital in this case. Look at this, look at this. Big scan there on the Observer. That's actually kind of big. I think the plan was to probably pick up some Marauders, but now the plan might just be to clear a couple of workers here. Let's go to the first person of Clem. See what he's up to. See something in the naturals. Not paying attention. It's going to lose 5 workers. It's like, hey, wait a second. What happened here? It's like, huh. That's odd. Was busy with other things. herO not busy with other things. He will keep all of his Phoenixes alive for now. Yeah, this Disruptor will need to fly back home. I think I've seen a second Starport being produced here, as Clem is kind of in ultra defensive mode, trying to pump out Vikings. Up in workers. Down in bases. Okay in upgrades. Seems to be going for a 3-base all-in here. Which is funny, because herO is going for a fairly dedicated push. And the funny thing about this push is that it's hitting well before Clem is set up to really deal with something like this. Double Guardian Shields are being used. Every single tank is being lifted. Disruptor shot helping out as well, zoning away these Marauders from the far right. Another Disruptor shot comes in as the Phoenixes catch those Vikings. And I do believe that herO completely destroys this fight after what should have been pretty much a default loss here in the early game. Turns into a complete disaster here for Clem. Clem really with the win there. The death win in the early game. Ends up losing it. Frustrating little game here for the French Terran player. As herO quickly starts building works again. It's like, oh, I'm on 54. It's not the ideal number here on 4 bases. Triple drop is being sent out, but will get caught here by herO. Or will get spotted here by herO with his army. Caught herO's eye. Triple goals now being added into the army comp is going to make the army significantly stronger, but it's still not going to be enough. The zealot count is absolutely huge. Disruptors are still being pushed out one at a time. I wouldn't mind seeing a second robotics facility here, to be honest. I also don't think it really matters. There goes the disruptor shot. Will connect with one ghost. As here comes the zealot flank from the right side. Well, doesn't look so different to a regular A move, but I love the fact that herO tried setting it up. You know, it's the attempt that counts. It's the thought that matters. GG gets called and herO wins game number 1. Tight game number 1 there out of herO on... What was the map called again? Babylon, there we go. Rough morning for me, for sure. Clem... I'm just thinking about that first game. If you're Clem in this situation, that's gotta be a little bit discouraging, right? You have a pretty perfect build order. You play the early game in such a way that your push goes unscouted. You walk across the map, and then herO just kind of looks at your push and says, yeah, that's annoying. Here are some gate units. Have an immortal. Kill my third, I don't care. Cleans up all your things. And I think there's some points during that push where Clem either needs to be more aggressive for the kill, or Clem needs to kind of say, hey, perhaps it's time for me. You know, I've killed the third base, sent the boys back to mining, sent the tanks back home as well. Because don't forget, he lost those 3 tanks pretty much for free. Like, still pretending like he was going to push up, but we all knew that wasn't really going to be the case. And it wasn't like he was properly set up for a contain either. Like, if you want to truly contain that ramp, then you move your tanks far away enough that they can't be attacked while the Colossus are still being healed by a battery. Similar opener, by the way, out of herO here. Once again, a complete no-scout. I think herO might not actually respect Clem very much as an aggressive early game player here. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Because no scouting 2 games in a row is basically like saying, hey buddy, you never proxy Reaper. You need to. Or this is what's going to end up happening to you. I mean, this is pure disrespect to Clem's first 2.5 minutes or so. Too safe, too solid. You maybe get away with this in a Terran versus Zerg, but I'm not sure if that's quite the case somewhere else. Ooh, what is this though? Clem. Clement. This factory is far back, by the way. Holy crap. Making the travel of a lifetime. This factory went backpacking in Southeast Asia for a year. New experiences. And now we'll start his Hellions late. Rookie move. It's going to be a 4 Hellion drop. Also known as... Actually, this has been dubbed by Clem as the 4-gate blink of Terran. This build is so powerful. You can play it pretty much every game and almost always get success with it. It's the 4-gate blink. He loves this build order, alright? And for a good reason. It is extremely powerful. They build a bunker down here, just for some added safety. And they line up perfectly here as well. The dream scenario when you're playing 4 Hellion openers is that you're playing against an aggressive blink opener. Ideally a 4-gate blink that doesn't have a 3rd gateway unit. Because if there's no 3rd gateway unit, it means there's 1 less unit total to defend the 4 Hellions, right? You get 1 warp in before they drop, which means now there will be 5 units. If herO is in the correct position, there is a possibility that this will end up working. Let's have a look. How is herO going to respond? Does he see it? Not yet. Here we go. Oh my god. Here are the cars. Ba-ba-da-ba. Absolutely wreaking havoc here in the main base of herO. Well, 5 workers. Doesn't look terrible yet, but we have the second stage, of course, coming in. The second stage, well, actually, hardly gets anything out. This was good control out of herO or poor control out of Clem. Maybe a combination of the two. Still 9 kills, of course, should be enough. I'm just used to seeing more than 9 kills. And There is a significant disadvantage here for the Terran player as well, when defending Blink all-ins as a follow-up, is that your Marine count is extremely low. Yes, your tank count is fantastic, okay? Don't get me wrong. The tank count is beautiful, it's brilliant. You're gonna have your 2 tanks out at a very reasonable timing. Really reasonable timing. The problem is that your Marine count is so low. Now, the medevac did stay alive. That will help in those fights. Another bunker here is being set up. So we have a very compact Clem over here. Just staying together. Nice little sim city. He's not building any tech labs yet on those barracks. herO has cut workers completely here at 26. He is going in, and he's going in like a madman. That first blink. Whoo, sheesh. Lots of Marines are in the natural. There's just 1 tank up here. Marines will have to evacuate from those bunkers. A little bit of a slow response coming out of Clem. New tank has arrived. The tanks season 2. Still not a single tech lab on any of those barracks. Are we gonna see a Raven here? No, a Banshee being produced. Clem knows he's far ahead, and he'll just wants to stay alive at this point. Bunker does get targeted down. It's the new tank. Tank season 3 here. Pops out in about 10 seconds from now. 64 supply against 46 probes are now in production again, and despite killing 11 workers, herO is just humongously behind. Like, just so far. It's insane. 28 to 34. 44 supply to 71. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. That first Banshee is about to pop. I think it should go across the map. Instead, it will stay home. Still wants to help defend. Viking as a follow-up unit. Still no stim. Still no combat. I think Clem might just be waiting a little bit too long here for my taste. With those upgrades. They're so vital. So vital. This Banshee in trouble. It's not going to die at least. That's nice. Can get repaired here by this single SCV. Fantastic spot for Clem. Absolutely fabulous. 4 gases, Dark Shrine, eBay here on the way. eBay might be somewhat important. Can definitely say that. Uh-oh. 2 shots on this bad boy and it's gone. Just like that. No more blink in the main base, but more importantly, no ability to warp DTs in your opponent's main base. Because that really was going to be a banger of a follow-up, to be quite honest. We even see a supply drop here being utilized. That would have meant that there is legitimately no scans available. But only 1 scan becoming available somewhat soonish. No turret is being constructed yet. I don't think Clem understands his position currently. I think Clem is completely unaware of how far ahead he is. Because if he knew, he would be building a turret. Guaranteed. Hellion makes its way across the map. Banshee makes its way across the map. DT is in position. Uh-oh. What's the Muse looking like, boys? We have about 20 seconds left for this mule to come out. And infinite time for the one in the natural. Here comes the DT. Turret does get started immediately. Do you right-click that? I think you might just try and do that. I think you might just try and click that turret down, no? Here, herO, yep, there we go. Turret is going to get right-clicked here. More SCVs are going down in the main base. Bang, bang. You're dead. Tank will end up falling as well. As 13 workers end up going down here. We now have a leapfrogging movement with those turrets. Going towards the ramp first. This depot is kind of important. Because it's a double depot. Clem realizes that. The turret will finish up and will spot this DT. Another DT gets warped in towards the main base. herO, despite his best efforts, still down, well, 20-ish supply. Clem finishes his 3rd base before herO, well, practically starts his. The infrastructure for herO is looking okay at, am I counting 6? Yeah, 6 gateways. We have some stalkers, we have some sentries. It is an army that can perhaps fight. This DT will get scanned as well. Infantry weapons level 1 finishing up. Army supply for Clem. Pretty darn high. Upgrades for Clem. Looking good. Eco for Clem. Not quite as brilliant. Not quite as brilliant. It's going to have that triple muling soon. think another DT here got scanned. Turret now is being produced on the low ground. There's only 3 barracks though. Production for Clem isn't all that either. Production for Clem definitely... Oh, he's getting a Ghost Academy on 3 barracks. This is unheard of. This is actually unheard of. Can we get a scan? One more scan, one more scan. DT is moving forward, tries to perhaps snipe that tank. No, goes for a Marauder. Scans are available. That means adios, 250 resources there for our Protoss player. Force fields need to be good. Number 1 and 2 are fine. Number 3 is okay. Another Guardian Shield gets used here. Can we get some blinking? Temporary pullback here. As the DT showed up, we'll take out 2 mines. Ooh. We'll take out... Well, yeah, definitely we'll take out these 2 mines. Charge about to finish up here as well. Uh-oh, Clem perhaps in a bit of trouble. Or was it herO that's in trouble? Immortals getting targeted down. Marine count being high is so useful here against these Immortals. Don't want too many Marauders. Supplies are so darn close. This Banshee came back in, got 3 worker kills, 49 workers to 46. I'm not so sure what this bad boy was doing in the main base. Why aren't we mining from the third? I guess Clem was just kind of parade pushing across the map, just rallying everything that he had across the map. Did not want to deal with any run-bys on his third. Still wants to set up here on this high ground. Tank moves to an interesting position. Do we have concussive shells? No, we don't. That might actually be an error here, as 2 Stalkers will get targeted down. Tank should help out. Quick blink back. The DT moves over towards the third base. Third is not quite up yet. And that means we will see a couple more worker kills here. While simultaneously, this fight is still going on as well. Prism moving forward. Should try and take out that mine at least, but will not quite get it. Could blink back, but that means those sentries are going to be exposed. Clem does not want to risk moving up that ramp quite yet. So a lot of supply right now is in those medevacs. Which means it's not that useful, honestly. Oh, move away from the fight for no real reason. My apologies for that. Tank stays alive in a powerful position as well. Liberators are going to be rallied across the map. Income is so darn close, but I do prefer... Uh-oh. We need a scan. We need a scan. Blink DT on top of this. We are going to get a scan, but it's a little bit late. Nice double Archon morph. Oh, Clem. Is he in trouble? There's some reinforcements here coming in. The tank has gone down at this point. That means Clem needs to piss off. Ghost will get blasted as well. Is Clem actually in trouble, though, is my question. I don't even know. Ghosts are popping out, and I just feel like Clem needs to wait. Just a couple of waves of units is what he needs. Look at these Marauders are... They're in drug prison over here. They get... Oh no! They stim every now and again because they get put in the F2 control group, you know? Using the drugs, but they're stuck here in prison behind the turret and the barracks. This Ghost is also in there, but now Clem realizes, oh my god, boys, I didn't know you were stuck there. Come join the fight. Come join the good fight. Ghost count is growing, and this is really what I was talking about. I mean, 6-7 ghosts in an army, 4 or 5 mines. These are significant numbers. 4 workers will, or sorry, 4 zealots will get taken out. Still no concussive. No, there is concussive. Never mind. I wasn't paying attention. My apologies. Liberator did manage to kill something somewhere. I don't know where, but maybe in the third base, maybe at the fourth. I don't know. 6 workers did go down. This is a powerful position because I don't quite think that herO can move through it. Clem seems to be way up in supply, and if all ghosts are over here, those 2 Archons that look scary right now will just plop plop straight off the map. There's nothing you can do about it. More ghosts moving in. herO trying to come in with a counter-attack? Flank? Counter-attack? What is it? What do you want to do? Well, it doesn't really matter what you want to do if you're going to lose all your Archons immediately. Mines do burrow. Look at these ghosts. They're so powerful. Their auto-attack also just so good. Could probably use one more EMP at some point. After the super battery gets used, don't think you quite want to engage into this. Clem moves back, is still on 150 supply against a mere 105. Has a fort base on the way while his opponent doesn't. Has an armory and an eBay coming in as well, as herO makes his last real stand, or at least that's what it feels like. That was really cute. What's the kill count on that DT? It's like 5 or 6. Just taking out Marines here. Bam, bam. One slashing them. No problem. No problem if you don't have a Raven with you. Charge, Storm. Okay. Do I dig it? I kind of like it. Yeah, I do. It's pure 2-base as well here. Clem is probably thinking of herO as someone that gets a 3rd base. Because that's what I think of herO. Like, oh, this guy gets 3rds. You know, he macros. He knows what it's like to macro. This guy definitely macros, so. Tries to get another kill there on a Marine. Doesn't quite get it. 5 kills on this Templar already. Now we get a 3rd base. It is fairly late though. Clem is... Oh, you genius. You little genius. Look at that. Boom. Marine's gonna scout and figure out what's kicking off here. Oh, maybe he won't. No! herO prepared for this. herO probably saw it coming with the observer and said, nah, actually, I don't want you to get that information. I want you to move across the map, buddy. That's what I want you to do, alright? That's the only thing that I care about. DT is set up here in the middle of nothing. A 1 storm. Oh, this is an army that dies against 1 storm. Dodges that Marine. Just barely dodges that Marine. Prism continues its journey to infinite kills. Oh. Did see the Prism. Now definitely sees the Prism. Here we go. Oh. That was 10 Marines. 10, 12 Marines there. herO is starting to itch for herO now. I was like, hey, I think I have enough. I think I have enough. I know I have no workers. And I know I have no upgrades, but I think I can do it. He wants to start attacking into this right now. I think that's a good call. There's 2 new Templars that have arrived to the party. This is a party that Clem doesn't really want to join. I don't think so, at least. Uh-oh, at the high ground from the balcony. Some nice storms raining down on that Terran army. I think herO just won this game. He's going to be capable of bursting this down. Yeah, GG gets called. Clem leaves the game. 30C almost finished. Eco was looking so good. Early game felt so good. But herO makes things happen. And he did this game here on Royal Blood. And he did in this series. After that first game that should have been so much harder. Where he managed to get the win. I bet the writing was on the wall. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget the like button, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Adios, my friends. Adios.